On the first day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the second day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me two sad people and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the third day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me three bounty hunters, two sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the fourth day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me four X-Wing fighters, three bounty hunters, two sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the fifth day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me five galactic credits, four X-Wing fighters, three bounty hunters, two sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the sixth day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me six Star Destroyers fighting, five galactic credits, four X-Wing fighters, three bounty hunters, two sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the seventh day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me seven Gungan swimming, six Star Destroyers flying, five galactic credits, four X-Wing fighters, three bounty hunters, two sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the eighth day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me eight Bantha shedding, seven Gungan swimming, six Star Destroyers fighting, five galactic credits, four X-Wing fighters, three bounty hunters, two sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the ninth day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me nine Hutt slaves dancing, eight Bantha shedding, seven Gungan swimming, six Star Destroyers firing, five galactic credits, four X-Wing fighters, three bounty hunters, two sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On this 10th day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me 10 Sith Lords levitating, 9 Hutt slaves dancing, 8 Bantha shedding, 7 Gungan swimming, 6 Star Destroyers firing, 5 galactic credits, 4 X-Wing fighters, 3 bounty hunters, 2 sad people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the 11th day of Star Wars, a true fan gave to me 11 Padawans learning, 10 Sith Lords levitating, 9 Hutt slaves dancing, 8 Bantha shedding, 7 Gungan swimming, 6 Star Destroyers firing, 5 galactic credits, 4 X-Wing fighters, 3 bounty hunters, 2 sand people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk. On the 12th day of Star Wars, the true fan gave to me 12 droids running, 11 Padawans learning, 10 Sith Lords levitating, 9 Hutt slaves dancing, 8 Bantha shedding, 7 Gungan swimming, 6 Star Destroyers firing, 5 galactic credits, 4 X-Wing fighters, 3 bounty hunters, 2 sand people, and a Wookiee from Kashyyyk.
I'm not doing it again.
Nobody asked you to. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the GeekYogurt Podcast. I am Knock.
I am Wave.
Rah-rah. And Psalm.
And it's Star Wars Week.
It is. In fact, we are 2 days away from the public premiere. If you want to be technical, only a day away, because I think first showings at 7. For most places, I know our local theater has added more show times to Thursday without telling anybody, but that's besides the point. And the premiere was Monday, with the official embargo lifting today. So tread carefully online if you're not going to be able to see the movie and you're worried about spoilers. So I'm not necessarily one that's worried about spoilers. I know a few people that are, and people are going to be talking about it.
I'll be knocking people the fuck out if they tell me what's going on in that movie before I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, this person
They have a lightsaber. They also fly in a spaceship. There's a star or two, maybe a war.
Possibly.
Just broad strokes here.
And there might be a guy who's kind of snarky.
Right, yes, exactly.
Oh,
Well,
and also, Vader is Luke's father.
Yeah.
So, whoa! Spoiler! Huge big time spoiler. Even though Vader in German means father, so I mean, people should have seen this coming 2 movies before, or a movie before it happened. But yeah, regardless,
And
I know
Luke
there's.
and Leia are sisters.
I know our sisters.
Sisters.
They have shows at 7, 7:15, 7:30, 8:15, 10:15.
Okay, so
10:30, 10:45, 11:30, 1:30, and 1:30 in the morning.
so they
What?
so it's still after 7 though.
Yeah.
So the
1:30 in the
first
morning,
reading
you
is
say?
Yeah.
I could actually go to that
I
one.
could actually go to that too.
Yeah.
You're going to New York City.
I
this year.
know, but I'm not seeing it in the city until Sunday.
That's just the 3D showings. There is
Oh.
another set of 8 standard showings starting
Yeah.
at 7.
I'm going to the 3D showing, unfortunately, because the IMAX is open in 3D. And I'm.
10:15 a.m. Friday morning.
You
Who's
doing
going
it?
with me?
Are you doing it?
I don't know. I can't find out.
Oh
I
man.
gotta find a babysitter.
If
Uh,
well, we'll be leaving to the city probably by noon.
If
so-
my other boss is not dead set on making me do a delivery that morning,
Yes,
I will
yes,
totally go.
Yes. That way we'll be able to do part 2 of the Geek Yogurt podcast where we can all discuss it. you
Yeah.
know, in depthly. But yeah, so back to the spoiler thing. I know a lot of people on Twitter have already been kind of talking about it. And however, I think spoiler culture has gotten a little out of hand. Like I
little?
mentioned to somebody that there's a sort of echo to a cantina scene in this movie, and they went off on me for spoiling the movie. And it's like saying that there's a cantina scene is in no way a spoiler to the movie. It's
Yeah.
it's a location they go to, you know, and it doesn't have any. It's not like done as a huge reveal,
Yeah.
you know. But I think it comes from movies like this that are so under lock and key for most of their production.
Yeah.
People tend to get this idea of, oh my god, it's so under lock and key, that means any piece of information that I'm going to get is a spoiler.
Well, that and the way spoiler culture has come about.
yeah.
I mean, it used to be, and certain people here are old enough to remember this.
What?
No, it used to be that there was no expectation
Yeah.
that somebody was going to see a TV show after its first airing,
Right.
or see a movie after it was out of theaters, just because it, there weren't.
The landscape was different from,
Yeah.
society.
And so, it was the very next day after something big was on TV. People would talk about it, and it wasn't oh my god, you're spoiling it for me.
Yeah, because, everyone wasn't going to have that
Yeah.
extra chance to watch it. So the majority of people who cared to watch it were going to watch it
Yeah.
that day.
And if somebody missed it, it was more of, oh god, what happened? I missed it.
yeah.
And, I mean, but nowadays, between Netflix, Hulu,
Yeah.
just the internet in general, on demand, between everything, like, it's to the point of, when I'm around one of my friends, I can't talk about Supergirl.
Of course.
He has never seen an episode of Supergirl,
But wants to?
because at some undefined point in the future, basically once I decide to buy season 1 and then let him borrow it,
Is when he'll watch.
is when he'll watch it. He doesn't want any spoilers before
See,
then.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I would have to say your friend is, to your friend, tough titties.
But
A week out for a TV
Yeah.
show, I give you a week before I start talking. If you haven't watched the show within a week of its airing, you don't care. You clearly, to me, don't care enough to see it. So why should you
Yeah.
care enough if I spoil something?
Right, right.
You know?
But that's the thing. There are so many people. Well, I didn't have the time to watch. I don't have the time to get caught up on all shows. Which, you know what?
There's exceptions.
I
yeah.
sympathize with that. I work 2 jobs.
Totally get it.
There are times where I'll have to sit and binge watch 4 episodes of Sleepy Hollow or Flash or something
Just to catch up.
Just to catch up.
Right.
But I mean, when it's everything,
Yeah.
when you can't. I had somebody. I was at a restaurant.
Oh, no.
And I was talking about, I think it was Arrow. And I had somebody in another booth get mad at me
Overhear
for
you,
spoil
yeah.
because, I was talking about it in public. It's like, you know what? Screw it.
Yeah.
Screw it. You know what? Here's the list of everyone who dies in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know?
In a public forum like that, like a restaurant, it's like, I'll talk about spoilers all day because most of the time, someone in the next booth isn't going to hear you.
Yeah.
And if they're keying into my conversation, that's on them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
That's when you start hitting on their girlfriend.
Yeah, right, yeah. That's how that works.
Right in front of Tropical Donut. It's okay, she can help.
And also steal their steak fries because they don't
Yes.
deserve any steak
Right.
fries.
Well, also, I should preface my threat of bodily harm for spoilers
Yeah.
on this like point as well. That I don't think this is going to be one of those kinds of movies where it's the huge twist is I see dead people or it's Kaiser Sose. I'm not expecting that kind of spoiler. I'm going to see lots of cool visual shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that
You don't
kind
want
of,
that visual experience kind of ruined.
Yeah, but again, I think it's a lot harder. I think to ruin those types of experiences.
Yeah.
The
So-
lightsaber is red.
Right. I mean, that's
Mace Windu has a purple one.
Right. I just don't want to hear anything at this point. Like, I don't want to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
the trailer again. I just don't want to do anything, and that's really more where it comes from.
Yeah, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
You know, and something as big as this too. You know,
Yeah.
you want to go in for an experience.
Right.
And especially the week or two. For movies, I like to give 2 weeks because movies are a little bit of a different beast. It's not
Oh, yeah.
like you can just sit in your home at night before you go to bed and watch it.
Right.
Most of the time, people have to go on the weekends. So, you know, movies like that, I like to give like 2 weeks
Right.
before I start dishing out spoilers. But
Right.
um,
Yeah, but you and I approach it from a little different
But yeah,
standpoint.
exactly,
so
exactly.
That's what I'm worried about, but you're
yeah.
more worried about story spoiling, right? So,
Yeah. But yeah, like the public forum thing, because I've had that happen too. We're talking about spoilers for something, and somebody ripped into me because they had overheard me talking. It's like, I was not talking to you directly. I'm sorry if you have overheard me or you
Yeah.
tuned into my conversation.
right.
Well, and then there's also, I gotta say, there is an expiration date on spoilers. There definitely is. My two favorite examples, one happened to me, one did not. The one that did it, it was part of a live stream on the Escapist website.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember, they were playing a video game for a charity and all that, and they made a joke about Aerith, however you pronounce her name, in FF7 getting killed by Sephiroth.
Oh yeah.
And somebody made a, I don't know if they were joking because, hey, internet, it's all text,
Yeah.
did a thing of spoiler alert. And it's like, yeah, you know, all right, that's a little.
Yeah.
My
come on
ultimate
now.
favorite one actually happened to me while at work. I was on headsets, and I can't remember what spawned it, but I just started shouting out on the headset, "Soylent Green is made of people."
Oh yeah, yeah,
And our video operator, Ave Maria,
yeah.
got mad at me for spoiling Soylent
I
Green,
remember that.
which is from 1970 something.
And it's the #1 most spoiled movie in history.
Really?
So how could she have not had
Yeah.
heard at least the phrase? Not, you know, she might not have known that it was from a movie, but how could she have not have heard Soylent Green is people before?
Yeah.
It's just, and the unfortunate thing about that is that entire movie hinges on not knowing what Soylent Green is, and you don't find out until literally the last like 2
Yeah.
minutes of that movie.
right.
Going into it, watching it, knowing Soylent Green is people, it
loses a lot of
It's not a great movie, knowing that it's people. Yeah,
I'll be honest,
it's
the same
boring.
I knew Sixth Sense. I knew that I see dead people before going in, and the whole, you know, Bruce Willis is a ghost.
I
You know.
fell asleep during that movie, not because it was bad. I was younger and it was late,
Yeah.
so I fell asleep, and I got woken up as the credits were rolling, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I fell asleep, and without missing a beat, someone's like, "Yeah, Bruce Willis was a ghost," and it's like, "God, what? I could have
Yeah.
just rewound it. You didn't
Yeah.
even tell me. You know what the hell?" So I also had that movie spoiled for me. But unlike Soylent Green, that's one that you can still watch.
Yeah, like, it
there's
was
still things to pick up.
It was all right, and going in knowing that,
Yeah.
knowing the ending, I was actually able to. It was actually kind of fun to pick out,
what the little hints.
Yeah,
that
the little
that
hints
you
at
missed
it.
the first time through.
and
yeah.
for the first time in my life, have any respect for M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, that's right.
Mama.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, stuff like that. It doesn't have, people don't have a personal connection
Yeah.
with Star Wars. So I get where people are very touchy about what gets revealed to them about a movie as big as Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's overreacting.
I don't think that they're. I mean, like it's already been said, I don't think there's going to be anything as big. The biggest spoiler probably in Star Wars history was Vader is Luke's father.
Right. Exactly.
Although, actually, I'd say maybe right up there is the fact that Luke and Leia are brother and sister.
Yeah, in the following movie you find that out. Yeah,
Because of the ill kiss, New
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah, or Empire Strikes Back.
Was it
on
Empire
Hoth?
Yeah, because she
After
to
he
make.
Oh, I'm talking about for luck, and they swing across the castle.
Oh, that.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
That's a little more pedestrian.
That gave him like a little peck.
Yeah,
that was a little peck.
Yeah.
On Hoth,
Yeah.
she like freaking made
Licked
out with him
Yeah.
to make
She
Han
made
jealous.
She grabbed his head and went full bore. Into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
There you go.
There's
You
always-
fucking weirdo.
Tatooine is.
There's always been
No,
some
okay,
weird sexual
okay.
tensions in
Okay,
Star
I'm
Wars.
gonna defend it. I'm gonna defend it. Tatooine is pretty backwater. Let's be
Well,
honest.
let's be honest.
It's
is-
pretty backwater.
She was raised on Alderaan.
I'm getting to that. Let me take care of Luke first. It's pretty backwater. Not a lot of people. Actually, from what we see, actually not a lot of humans.
Not a lot of humans either. Yeah.
Well, that's some other aliens, but even then, it's scared communities. Shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
As far as Alderaan, she is Princess Leia, and I know my history. The royal bloodlines are more inbred
Yeah.
than the worst hillbilly you will ever find.
It's true, they
Royalty, it's all relative.
It's true. They wanted to keep royalty as pure as they could, and what better way than your bloodline is as pure as it can be. It's
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
it's
that's
actually the
royalty for
reason
you.
why a lot of them have hemophilia.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you get enough mixed in there, and your
So
blood just
yeah, there's my
comes down
defense
to
of it. Actually, on the subject of Leia,
Yeah.
I love how there are still people freaking out about the fact that that they make references to Leia having a lightsaber, holding a lightsaber first
Right.
off, not even having one.
Yeah.
But and the comments of her being able to use the Force.
Yeah.
It's like, because what Leia can't. It's like, fuckers, did you actually watch
Yeah. Did
the
you guys
movies?
watch the movies or
No, his sister.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa! The whole world come crashing down.
Yoda,
Spoilers!
Yoda and Ben say it.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Obi-Wan is Ben Kenobi. Wait,
Whoa.
Ben Kenobi is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
let's go the other way. Either way, fuck it.
Yeah. Right. I know. In the new extended universe, which is now canon, because everything that's coming out post Force Awakens here will be canon. She actually did wield a lightsaber in a battle from Endor. This 30-year gap between the
Yeah.
Battle of Endor and the beginning of the Force Awakens.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I don't think we'll see her pick up a lightsaber in Force Awakens at all.
We'll see her pick up a drink before we see her pick up a
Well,
lightsaber.
yeah, Carrie Fisher will
Okay.
definitely be picking up some drinks.
You know-
So.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
What is your number one fake Star Wars spoiler? Make one up right now. We're going to say that these are spoilers.
Oh my God, fake.
Fake spoiler?
Fake spoiler. Like,
Yeah,
make
yeah.
something up, and we will
Make
say
something
that's a
up.
spoiler for The Force Awakens.
Oh, okay.
We don't shout first.
Very good.
Oh man. Cheapers, creepers. Let's see. Gosh.
Wow, that's a tough one, man.
That is a tough one.
So let's see.
I actually got to think of one, too.
Vader, while torturing Leia in A New Hope, actually also fondled her. So yeah.
Well, there is a
okay.
porn out there.
I mean, let's be honest. The Skywalker family has something going on between relatives. So
That's right.
I always felt, even outside of this fake spoiler, that whole scene is very odd when he comes in to torture her.
Yeah.
It not that it has this.
Well, I mean,
Sexual overtone, but
the
it
way
just
she's
feels
lying,
odd.
the
Yeah,
way she's
yeah.
lying on the bed with the thin,
Draped.
yeah.
Oh.
And he comes in with the dildo bot.
It plays a little odd. It does, and the doors close, and the troopers walk away. Yeah, it's a little odd.
The real reason Lando betrays the little group of rebels is because he's actually in love with Han and got jealous when he showed up with the princess.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
That's why they were so tight back in the day.
They were real tight,
Real
and
tight.
then loose, but you know.
Right.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
As space pirates, any port in the store.
That's right. Exactly.
I mean, it applies so well, so well.
And I'd like to add that that's 50% sex related. spoilers.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. That is 50% sex related, which is
You know
on
what?
par with our rumors. So
You know what? That actually inspired me for another.
yeah,
The real reason Vader choked Admiral Uzo in the beginning of The Empire Strikes Back isn't because he botched the Star Destroyer entry.
yeah.
It's because he caught him jerking off to pictures of Luke.
Oh.
And
Okay.
once he realized Luke was his son, he just couldn't have that shit.
That sounds about.
Also, BB-8 runs on the saturated leftover fat from Jabba the Hutt. That's his fuel source.
BB-8 is actually a reincarnated Emperor Palpatine.
Ooh, yeah, I like that one.
Well, remember, after Anakin died and joined the Life Force,
Yeah.
he actually, just desserts happened because he was reincarnated as a lion who was then killed by his brother.
I'm not sure where you're going with that.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones was Mufasa.
All right.
It's been a while since I've seen Lion King, right?
Yeah, it has been.
I actually just rewatched Return of the Jedi recently. I was able to get my hands on the theatrical cut, and this is in the special editions too. But it never really clicked into me that Luke totally uses Force choke in Return of the Jedi
Oh yeah, on the guard.
on the two guards. He uses it twice. Yeah, and that's one of the things I always loved about Luke is this weird dynamic of him kind of straddling both the dark and the light side, especially in Return of the Jedi.
When I was a kid, I actually got in trouble. I was an altar server,
Yeah.
and during communion, while us altar servers were sitting there, I was arguing with one of the other altar servers about whether or not Luke force choked anyone in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I actually got in trouble because somebody caught that was going on.
And you were like, no, it happened.
It happened.
It happened.
It happened. Because you see the pig go, the Gorbanian, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? Gamians?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I looked it
Yeah.
up earlier this week. I think it's Gamians.
Something like that. Here's another thing. The Jawas. When Luke goes in, he gets stuck into or dropped into the Rancor pit. Why doesn't R2 give him his lightsaber? Because R2 totally has a hold of the light. I understand for plot reasons they wanted to have him
That would have been-
reveal it, shoot it out, and because it's
That
a
would
really
have been
cool
one
reveal.
hell of a shot, though, because he would have had to shoot it up, bounce it off the ceiling, and get it through the grate.
Well, he could have leaned over and just like puked it
Well,
out.
at that point, because this is just an assumption, just from reading, remembering back. I think at that point, like they were like trying to portray Luke as like this really
Yeah, they
powerful
wa-
guy.
yeah, they
and
wanted-
he knew how that was all going to play out.
Yeah, they wanted to show
So,
him
there's
to
like
not
no-
with a lightsaber.
Well, no,
Yeah.
meaning like he knew he was going to make it out of the Rancor
Well,
cage.
he
without
knew
anything.
Jabba was going to do something. There was no
Yeah.
way Jabba was
Jabba
going
was
to...
not going to try
Right.
and pull a fast one.
Yeah, so I think he planned for something.
Here's another thing that always bothered me, and I didn't realize this until Family Guy pointed it out, where during the Battle of Endor, there's a scene. It's really really quick. There's a scene that cuts to Lando and Nine Nub in the Millennium Falcon. Lando's totally randomly in Han Solo's clothes. He's got his white
Oh, yeah.
shirt and his vest on.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back and
He's back as
he's
General
back in
Lando.
his gray, yes,
That's
General
weird.
Lando.
I remember
It's
that.
so weird.
It's
It
really
makes-
weird, man.
And it makes no sense. I'm like, why did they have that?
Huh.
Is it like Lando got on the Millennium Falcon and opened up a closet and there's just like rows of Han Solo's vest and shirt? You know?
He wet himself.
Yeah, it's like, he got
Shit
a
was
little
scary.
sweaty, so he had to throw
Takes the
that
fucking
on.
radar dish off. I mean...
Yeah, he does take that radar.
Also, fun fact, only one pilot and 2 starships have survived both Death Star runs.
Oh, man.
The
Wedge.
Wedge Antilles
Yeah,
and his X-Wing,
yeah.
and then the Millennium Falcon.
Falcon.
But Wedge is the only pilot
Yeah,
to have
check it out.
survived 2 Death Star runs.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Fucking Wedge.
Wedge
Fucking Wedge.
motherfucking Antilles.
Yeah.
There's a hero
You're
right
right. He
there.
was the only one to make it out of that. Wow.
Because from the Battle of Yavin,
Yeah.
there was Wedge, Luke, Han, and 1 Y-Wing made it out.
Yeah.
And at least at one point it was confirmed. Honestly, they may go back and now that none of the expanded universe
Yeah.
counts. But yeah, that 1 Y-Wing wasn't Like the pilot either wasn't there or got killed during.
Got killed, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a ways in there. But yeah, Wedge is the only confirmed pilot to
I
live.
always hated that they cut out before they go into New Hope. I hate calling it a New Hope, but for clarification's sake, in
I
A
never
New
had
Hope,
an issue with that.
I hate calling it a New Hope.
It's an episode.
It's I just call it Star Wars.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what it is. It's Star Wars, and then The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace.
Later on, they tacked on the subtitle New Hope so
Right.
that Star Wars could just be the series name.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So that was that on at the later date.
Well, actually,
Yeah, it was added on later.
Actually, no, sorry. The movie itself did have the episode for A New Hope.
in the rolling.
In the rolling credits.
Yeah, yes. So it was only after more movies were added.
That it
the other
became
two.
the actual title of the movie.
Okay, I was gonna say
Yeah,
because
sorry.
I clearly remember that.
Yeah.
Scrolling up.
No, yeah, it's in the scroll.
Okay.
but-
When you were ripe age of 30, sitting in the theater for.
Hey man,
Right.
that's when you used to be able to smoke in the movie theater.
Holy shit! I don't think I could take that. I don't think I could take that.
See, here I was gonna compliment you on having a really neat idea
Well,
to
why
do
would
the
you-
fake spoiler thing.
And now-
I just gotta.
And now you
gotta
just
keep
driven-
Now
that-
that just insinuated that you're that old.
Yeah.
But anyway, in A New Hope, there was a scene where Luke and Biggs actually meet again after
Oh, yeah.
a long time, and they cut it out. And watching the deleted scenes, it's only like a minute of screen time that they meet, and I think that little minute has a huge impact on losing Biggs at the end of that
Yeah.
battle, because he dies and you're supposed to feel like, oh shit, Luke just lost his only connection to
Yeah.
Tatooine.
Yeah.
And it just, without that little 1 minute scene in there of him meeting Biggs again for so long, it really loses the impact. That's one of those things that always kind of bothered me.
I wonder whose decision was to cut that.
Fucking nerf herder.
Yeah, and it's like, did you cut it for time? Because it didn't, adding 1 minute to the movie is not going to fucking matter.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
I'm not sure where it happens. Is it like pacing?
It's
could be
during the
pacing.
preparations.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's-
probably why.
They're all around the X-wing, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're all in their X-wing gear, and he Biggs, oh my
That's
god,
right.
Yeah,
See,
Luke runs
that's
up to
probably
Biggs
why.
while he's getting into his X. Yeah, but I mean, we already had. I could see like it may have been too much combined with Leia being pissy with Han
yeah.
and trying to
They just wanted to
manipulate
get
him into
into
showing
the
up.
battle.
That's the thing. It's like they're on the way to this death mission. Is that really where you're going to take time to reconnect with an old friend? Maybe. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can see maybe why now they cut it.
Yeah.
So.
But still, it would have given more impact to Biggs other than just.
It would have been really cool if you met him like after the Death Star tactical meeting. That
Yeah.
would have been a better place.
Yeah,
for
that
it.
would have been
in the
better
hall or
place.
something.
Yeah.
Or maybe even right before, like, show when they land, they get out and Biggs happens to be in the hangar.
In the
And it's like,
hangar,
Luke,
yeah.
is that you?
Right.
Something like that. Because then you could do shit like, hey, when you show the tactical meet, show them just sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
I just had a really neat idea.
What's that?
That would be like, that point in like Return of the King where
I know what you're
Aragorn
talking
shows up
Yeah.
and he's got all the dead guys with him and they're facing down the remains of Sauron's army. And,
Yeah.
like somebody comes off the boat and goes like, Aragorn, remember that time we went and got drunk?
yeah, right?
You little punk, I used to kick
now,
your
not
ass.
now. Yeah.
It's kind of like that in my mind.
Oh my god. Yeah, and this guy's just like,
Yeah.
he's kind of a friendly bully to
Yeah.
Aragorn.
Yeah.
I used to give you nuggies back in the day.
It's like, yeah.
I remember that.
Where we're going to the prince!
Yeah, right.
Fucking Strider.
Dad, how are you doing now? I'm king, and actually we're in the middle of it.
You're king?
Yeah.
That's great, boy!
Let's drink to that. You know?
I got some ghosts with me. It's like a bad Scooby-Doo episode.
It's like a. Yeah. So the big. Also, Chewie not getting a medal. That's always bothered.
Yeah.
Always. And
Co-pilot gets no love.
they have officially retconned it where in a comic book, because Chewie had his own comic run this past summer, and they had mentioned that he in fact did get a medal. He just wasn't presented with it at the end at that ceremony because it couldn't fit around his neck. They had only made human size.
He has a neck.
That's fucking racist.
It's such a no prize answer, which I hate.
But
I'm just glad
I'll
they
take
gave
it.
that they have actually acknowledged that he got a medal. And to the at the Force Awakens premiere, Peter Mayhew, who plays Chewbacca, wore the fucking medal to the premiere. So I'm like, that's awesome.
Okay.
Good for him.
And he can't walk very well because not only is he like 7 feet, but he's really old. And his cane is a fucking lightsaber. It's awesome. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's sad that he can't walk. He can't walk very well.
Stop breaking our chairs!
That was the phone.
Okay.
So there goes the iPhone.
Well, that's better then.
And if it had been a chair, it would have only been my first time breaking one of the chairs.
I don't care. You stop breaking the chairs.
Stop picking at them.
Never.
Somebody also went in and they spliced together all the non-Leia female speaking roles in the original trilogy.
So,
24
Mon Mothma?
seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say.
24 seconds, that's it.
Mon Mothma is probably like half
Yeah.
of that.
Who I think they added, who I don't think is... No, she is in the theatrical edition, just not as much as the special.
Yeah.
In the special editions, they like added more of her.
Oh,
So-
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, not too much.
I was gonna say
because
because from what I remember of Return of the Jedi, the theatrical one, she was heavily in it
she
during
was
the
still in
planning.
it. Yeah, and I think they added a few more scenes of her that they had already shot. They just for
Yeah.
timing or pacing.
Did
could take
did
it
they
out.
count Ula screaming?
Oh my gosh! I don't know. I didn't watch the actual thing, but I just watched it. I read the thing that said 24 seconds of all non-Leia female speaking roles, which is cool. That Force Awakens is trying to kind of, Star Wars has always been sort of a boys' club, even though there's female characters. But let's be honest, it's totally demographic to boys.
Well, I mean, because even in the
Except for Episode 7.
even in the expanded universe, you got some interesting female characters like Mara Jade,
Yeah. Jaina.
Admiral Dala,
Mhm.
Dala, yeah, Dala.
I think yeah.
Yeah, she had the Imperial station in the middle of the mall,
Yes.
where they were building a third Death Star.
That's right. Yeah.
And I always fuck this name up. Yasa Isard
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes,
how to say
Isard?
that. I know the person you're talking
from
about.
the X-wing series, who was an amazing villain, and also X-wing.
cool.
The X-wing Rogue Squadron and Wraith Squadron both had some really cool female pilots in them.
They were they did do well with the
But
female pilots.
even still, it's been overwhelming. Oh wait, sorry. Have to mention Mirix Tarak,
Who's
Corin Horn's wife,
Oh yeah.
who Corin's father put her smuggler of a father in jail several times, and she was childhood friends with Wedge Antilles. In fact, after Wedge's parents were killed,
Yeah.
it was Booster Tarek, Merrick's father,
Merrick's father.
who hunted down the people that killed Wedge's parents.
Yeah, that's right. I remember reading that.
Yeah.
You're really impressing me here, Joey. You know your Star Wars shit.
Hell yeah.
You've got the EU down pretty good.
Also,
Yeah.
fun fact about
Oh, I
Corin.
just used your name. Sorry.
I don't give a shit. I only use a code name because everyone else does.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I was questioned about.
also fun fact,
What's that?
Code names.
Corin Horn,
Yeah.
who was created by Michael A. Stockpole in the Rogue Squadron,
Rogue
or
Squadron.
in the
so
X-wing in the X-wing saga. It also has his own novel, I, Jedi,
Oh, he
which
did?
was phenomenal.
good. Didn't read that one.
I will bring it in for you.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. That's
They eventually, in the old Decipher Star Wars CCG,
Yeah.
they did towards the end, they did some expanded universe packs.
Yeah.
And they made a card of Corin. They made Mirix, they made her pulsar skate, her ship. They made a bunch of the stuff from the expanded U. Corin's card, they got Michael A. Stockpole to model as Corin.
Oh,
And it's him sitting in the katina in the low light.
that's cool.
And it's a really good card.
That's a nice little
Tropical
nod to
Donut
it.
got for me for our anniversary one year, among other things. But
That's a cool little nod to
yeah.
the creator of that. That's along the lines of putting Brubaker in the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It's cool little stuff that they
as one of the Winter Soldier scientists.
creators. Yeah, I mean that's really cool stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, so there has been some cool female characters in the EU.
but not enough is the point.
Not enough, and especially not enough in the main movies. So that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to. The Force Awakens is that it's got what seems to be a very strong female character that should draw both boys and little boys and little girls into it. That's my hope, because my little sister who has never been into Star Wars, because she of course sees it as something like, oh well, that's something boys like.
Yeah,
But after seeing trailers of Force Awakens, she's more inclined now
She's
a
like,
little
look
bit
at
more
that
interested.
badass.
Yeah, you know, she looks at that and she goes, "Oh, there's somebody I can actually."
What's that
relate to."
character's name? Do we know?
Ray.
Ray?
R-E-Y.
R-E-Y? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really excited that they're kind of at
Now-
least JJ is trying to bring a little bit of all inclusivity to Star Wars.
Okay, now...
And it
'cause
needs that to be to be big again.
I've seen exactly 2 trailers.
Yeah.
The original one, and then there was like a TV spot that was on a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago that I finally saw, and I haven't been forcing myself not to. Like, I haven't been seeking stuff out,
Yeah,
but
but
I haven't been
if it
avoiding
comes
it.
to you, you're like, okay, I'll check it out.
Okay, Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Is that the black guy in the trailer?
No, that is his name is Finn.
That's Finn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kylo is the new.
Is the Sith guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Luke's son. Don't worry.
And he's there's
Spoiler!
Yeah, right. And this isn't spoiler. This is something JJ said a few months ago, where he's not a Sith yet per se.
But he's on the path.
Yeah, he's part of this group called the Knights of Ren, who are kind of like acolytes of the Sith. They're like fanboys of the Sith.
Which is why so it's not his last name is Ryan. It's
Right. It's like how a Sith
Yeah.
becomes Darth.
Yeah.
These knights, these guys will put Ren as at the back of their name as a signifier that we're kind of the acolytes of the dark side. There's no more Sith and Jedi, but
Holy shit, Lucy Liu's on her way to becoming a Sith.
holy shit.
Oh, Ren.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that-
Ren Ishii. She already showed she had the sword play.
She did have that sword play. That's right.
Uma Thurman saved us.
Yeah, thank you, Uma. Oh, speaking of that, there might be a Kill Bill Volume 3 down the line.
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Sure. The one way I wouldn't mind it is if it's the one assassin's daughter
Yeah.
is coming after Beatrice.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
I
that's
could
like
see that.
literally it.
Yeah.
Is this with Tarantino doing it?
Yeah.
Because I just saw an interview with him, and he's on a Western thing.
Yeah, he is.
So it's like, I don't know. That must be like down the line.
Well, he's only doing 2 more movies, according to him.
Oh.
Yeah, because he wants to go. He doesn't want. He feels that when directors get old, they get stale and they're not as good.
Uh-huh.
Which Martin Scorsese is totally destroys his ideology.
Oh, yeah.
because
Right.
Even Wolf of Wall Street, like it or hate it, I mean, that movie's made like Marty is 20 years old,
Right.
and he's 73. He made a movie like with that much energy.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, Quentin Tarantino sees that, you know, if you get older, you get stale, so he doesn't want to go too much further. He wants to make 10 movies and stop.
So why didn't he stop after? You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now, I'm not a huge Tarantino fan, but I do like Reservoir Dogs,
Yeah.
and I really like Django Unchained. I really do.
I still need to see that. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I do like his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Pulp Fiction, how can you hate it?
Yeah.
Reservoir
I mean,
Dogs
he's a
is really
pompous
good.
ass of a person.
Oh,
Totally,
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see Quentin Tarantino Star Wars flick.
No, probably.
No. And I gotta say, Inglourious Bastards was too slow.
I didn't
Yeah.
care for that.
Now, and I like slow movies. That's the thing. I can deal with a very slow movie.
Yeah.
It's just Inglourious Bastards was way too slow getting into it.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't keep up. Like not keep up. Like, oh god, you know.
No, I know.
Like
what
I
you mean.
just
It was
I couldn't
just
keep my
I'm-
attention on it.
Yeah, the pacing is just like. That's one of the things I like about J.J. Abrams. You know, I haven't loved all of his movies, but the dude has this uncanny ability to pace his movies out where it just brisks you along, and you don't stop to think about all the plot holes in it while you're watching it. Like Star Trek Into Darkness, watching it the first time, I was really enjoying myself, and then once you start to think back on
Yeah.
it and pick it apart, and you're like, oh shit! If it wasn't for that really well done pacing,
Yeah.
I would have noticed how terrible these jumps in logic are.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one of the things I hope that he's replicated in Force Awakens, and from the early reviews, it sounds like he's done it again. So, and he's got an uncanny ability for casting,
Right.
and that's another hope that I have. And I mean, I've known John Boyega and Adam Driver and Oscar Isaac from movies in the past, but this will be the general public's like first time seeing those 3 people.
Yeah.
So I think they're perfect casting for this, and I hope other people think that
Yeah.
too once they see it.
I mean, Oscar Isaac is probably the biggest of the 3 of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's done like under the radar type movies.
Yeah. I think his
So-
biggest thing was Inside Llewyn Davis,
Yeah.
and that was kind of under the radar. Although he was in Sucker Punch, but I don't think a lot of people remember that. So
Where was he in?
he was Blue. He was like the.
He was the owner.
Yeah, like the suave owner guy.
Yeah, / doctor who the dad was paying off. Right?
Well, was that John Hamm? John Hamm was the doctor.
Well, no, not the doctor that does the lobotomy.
Yeah.
Not that doctor. The one that worked.
Oh, he was a doctor, and I remember because he was getting paid off.
He was the one who was getting paid off. He was also the one who, after these girls get lobotomized, he sits there and like molests the shit out of them.
And he came in.
He was the main villain because he was the owner of the dance brothel club thing.
Yeah.
And
he came in and just blew two of them away in that one scene. Too.
Yeah.
I
enjoyed Sucker Punch a lot more than it seems a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But I think I also thought that one got a bad rap for. It wasn't the greatest movie, don't get me wrong, but
I liked it.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac was in that,
and I think he played a really neat character.
I liked Oscar
in Ex Machina.
Oh yeah, Ex Machina.
I still need
he
to
stole
see
the
that.
scene, and
so good.
he stole the scenes that he was in.
Yeah.
I feel anyway.
You kind of have a Oscar Isaac Ex Machina.
That's right. I shaved my mustache. Damn.
Yeah.
Got an Amish beard.
Yeah, if you had the mustache, totally Oscar Isaac.
Rah has an Amish beard.
Yeah.
That happens.
So I hope people really, really gravitate towards the new cast. If anything, because we're stuck with them for 3 more movies. So.
Which,
Hey,
you know,
two more
this
movies.
is the thing too that I think is probably pretty brilliant on JJ's point of view. It's basically a passing of the baton movie. I mean, he has enough of the original characters in there to make that handoff and not just be like a lip service type thing, you know.
And from the looks, from what I've seen in the whole 2 trailers I've watched, it looks like Han is there as a mentor throughout. Yeah, like he is personally, he's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right, like he's not just there because, oh hey, I'm old Han. You remember me from the old movies? Okay, see you later.
Yeah, it's not just a pop in, pop out.
Right, he's got a guiding role in this movie.
Yeah,
a main guiding role in this movie, and that's needed. That's needed for that.
Right.
For that natural passing of the baton.
Right.
So, remember all those things I told you about how they weren't true about everything that happened? Yeah, it's all true.
Yeah. I totally.
Even the part where Mom and Uncle Luke get.
Yeah, right. About that. You just calm down about that, all right? Isn't that time our uncle
It was
slaughtered?
a different time.
Yeah, different time. It was a different time.
It was a long
You
time ago.
don't understand. Okay?
It was a long time ago.
In a
Just get back to
galaxy far,
yourself.
far away. Yeah, just did Grandpa Vader really slaughter like 20 children again? A different time, damn it! All right.
Things were different back then.
Speaking of which, I'm actually kind of scared to try this on you guys.
Well, let's see. Yeah,
Because your knowledge is like
We have a middle school.
Yeah, middle school.
We have a middle school Star Wars quiz.
Right.
This was given to middle schoolers.
Right.
Let's see what we got.
Okay. This is gonna be easy because it's for 12 to 13-year-olds, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, maybe because there's some.
Okay,
there's
not
some
quite
things-
struggle.
There's some things where you think it's easy, but because of just the deluge of information concerning Star Wars, sometimes you just forget.
All right,
Oh
we'll
my
give
God,
it a
it's
shot.
right there on the tip.
Or you overthink
This,
something.
this one will be an easy one though. What color is Darth Vader's lightsaber in A New Hope?
In a new
Crimson.
Hope. It's not red.
It's red.
It's
No,
gotta be
it's
red,
red.
right?
Yeah, it's red.
See, don't overthink it. You can't overthink it.
What is the name of Luke Skywalker's aunt and uncle on Tatooine?
Uncle
Baru and Owen.
and
Aunt Baru.
Peru or
Baru.
Baru, yeah.
With a B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Baru, yeah.
I have their cards.
I couldn't remember if it was Peru or Baru.
This is the one that got me.
Pre or post arson?
How many languages does C-3PO speak?
Over 6 million.
Ah, yeah, wow, look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There you go. What race is Jar Jar Binks?
Oh.
Pretty good.
Muppet. No, Gungan. It's
There
Gungan.
you go.
Muppet.
What is the name given to a Jedi apprentice?
Padawan.
There you go. Who was the prototype used to make all the clones in the clone army?
Jango Fett.
Oh, Jango Fett, yeah.
Django Unchained.
What is the order given by the Emperor to execute all the Jedi?
66.
66.
Okay.
And then,
Man, that would really suck if one of the clones had been banging one of the Jedi, And then
man,
got,
right at the
and then
time.
got that.
Listen, this has been great, but
But bang! Sorry, it went off a little early.
Oh wait, I'm not finished yet.
yeah. Well,
It's still warm.
still going. Yeah, we're
Wow.
still going.
Okay.
What is the
And
name
then there
of
was
the
Order
creature
69 later.
Luke must face and kill in Jabba's dungeon. That's easy.
Rancor.
Yeah. Who did Han
Kanker
Solo
sword.
win the Millennium Falcon from?
Lando Calrissian.
And Luke, I am your father is one of the most misquoted lines. What does Darth Vader really say?
No, I am your father.
Yeah, see that?
Which on fun
That was
fact.
completely muted, so you're gonna have to speak up.
No, I am your father.
There you go.
Damn it.
When they actually filmed that scene, the person playing Vader actually said, Obi-Wan never told you the truth about your father. You told me enough. You told me you killed him. No, Obi-Wan killed your father. That's what they said, which I think is still an interesting twist, but
Yeah.
not as cool as having Vader be his actual father.
Right.
So then when only 3 people knew that James Earl Jones redubbed that with "I am your father." It was James Earl
Yeah.
Jones, obviously, because he did it.
Yeah.
George Lucas and I'm sorry, 4 people: James Earl Jones, George Lucas, Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote the movie, and Mark Hamill. And they told Mark Hamill not to tell anybody. And I guess Mark Hamill knew for like a year and a half and didn't tell anybody.
Oh.
And so, because if anyone on set had
Right.
tried to leak it out, it would have been the wrong spoiler.
Yeah, and exactly that's why they did it like that on the. So and I'm sure it got out that.
Why they tell
oh my
him?
God. Well, this is the thing. They told Mark Hamill because they knew James Earl Jones wasn't going to say anything.
Right.
They knew George Lucas and Lawrence Kasdan weren't going to say anything. So if this got out that Vader was his father, who would have been Mark Hamill? So that was their failsafe for if that got leaked, they knew it had to come from Mark Hamill.
They were
Mark Hamill never leaked it.
They
thank
were
God,
testing
but-
him.
Yeah.
It was a test.
Well, at that point, what the fuck are you gonna do? He's Luke, and he's been in 2
Well,
movies.
and I
He's
think
two of the
that-
biggest sci-fi movies in
Yes.
a while.
Well,
But-
yeah, it's not like
What are they gonna do to him?
Well, they're going to withhold his pay.
I suppose they could do that.
They
Yeah.
could also, if they decide to do another spoiler like that again.
They would, yeah, they'd
Yeah.
keep him out of the loop, or they probably wouldn't even give him a script to Return of the Jedi.
I mean, because that dude was in a fucking motorcycle accident. His brain wasn't right.
Yeah.
Why would you tell that dude?
Why
his
would you
secret?
tell that? dude?
Well, that's.
And the only reason Han Solo was put into carbonite at the end of Empire Strikes Back was because Harrison Ford refused to sign up for a 3rd one.
Oh.
So while filming, they were like, "Well, fuck! If we're not sure you're gonna be back, we're just gonna write off your character."
Right.
Yeah.
So they had every intention of Return of the Jedi being Lando Calrissian was going to take over the role, not take over Han Solo, but take over that niche. You know
Well, I
what
mean,
That explains the clothes.
the clothes, right?
Yep.
I wonder if it was like a little nod, or if
Well,
they
I
had
mean, you can also
revisited it out.
you can also kind of see it in Return of the Jedi.
He does take over that position.
Well, that and Han has a very diminished role.
yeah, very much so.
Like,
Well, he leads the assault on the.
Well, here's the
Endor
thing.
base.
After the rescue of Han, it's like an extended 3rd act of prepping for the Battle of Endor, and then
Yes.
just having Han lead the assault.
And
you
honestly,
don't really see him much.
they could have had Lando in there, or more likely they could have just had another rebel soldier
yeah, another rebel soldier.
lead that, and yeah, there might not have been as many jokes
Mhm.
in there. It will be a more serious attack.
Right.
Now,
Yeah,
granted,
I
I,
mean,
think
there's
it's
the
better
one-
for the jokes, especially the stuff like where he steps on the twig.
Oh, yeah.
it's like Han, you idiot.
The one part that I have to roll my eyes at is when he taps the stormtrooper on the shoulder and then runs to the other side,
Yeah.
and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, stop, wait!" And he turns the corner and there's
Yeah.
a bunch of rebel soldiers. But it's just, I don't know. It's kind of eye rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the kind of stupid humor
Yeah.
that
I mean, it's along
that
the lines.
helps make Star Wars. It's,
Especially Jedi, because Jedi had that. It was a little bit more. They were trying to be a little bit more fun, a little bit more lighthearted.
Yeah.
After Empire Strikes Back, which was pretty dour of a
Yeah.
movie. I mean, especially that ending.
That's my favorite one.
so Lando was undercover in Jabba's palace. I think he got to try out Jabba's newest slave there, Leia.
Probably. Jabba tried her out multiple times. They just ended up
Well, you
cutting
see,
that from the final.
spoiler.
They cut that from the
Well, you
final
see,
movie.
Here's my question on that, because again, it's expanded universe.
Yeah.
But Hutts are asexual.
Yeah.
Hutts actually, not asexual. They are self-reproducing, whatever. It's at a certain point in
That's
their
fucking crazy.
at a certain point in their life,
Weird.
a hut changes from male to female and becomes pregnant.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like a flatworm where you cut them in half
And
they
they'd be
make-
like-
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
at a certain point in their life,
Which would have been
they-
weird, too.
their
No.
gender changes to female and they actually somehow become pregnant
Oh.
biologically. It was handled in the Han Solo trilogy is
Yeah.
where they dealt with it.
Yeah.
Which was it was a Han Solo trilogy. One of my favorite expanded universe trilogies is a prequel to A New Hope, and it tells you the entire story of Han Solo
Ah.
and Chewbacca and like how the fuck they became friends, what the life debt is about.
That's pretty cool, yeah. I
Han
wonder
saved
if they'll
Yeah.
cherry pick from that trilogy.
I really hope they do. It was so good because also it gives backstory to him and Boba Fett. It tells you about the Millennium Falcon, and I believe it even brings up the Tanika sisters, which is the real reason that Lando was pissed off when Han landed, was because he had introduced him to the Tanika sisters, and it didn't go well.
Go well.
Between that and the Falcon, him losing a Falcon in a game of Sabak.
Yeah, the Sabbath, yeah. So, and any final hopes for Force Awakens? Because the next time we meet, hopefully, maybe all of us have seen
I
it.
hope I get to see it.
I was gonna say probably hope to get to see it, and that was exactly what it was. So
I'm excited. I'm making an evening of it. So.
yeah, you're doing your whole little shebang.
Yeah.
I'm making a weekend of it.
Yeah.
So
I also hope I get to see it. So
Yeah.
it's a new hope.
it's a new hope of yours. I see what you did there. I'm not expecting cinematic greatness. I just want
will let you know tomorrow.
about the.
Friday
There
morning.
you
If
Okay,
I'm
like-
able to go.
Yeah, and I have no idea. More than likely, I'm going to have something Friday morning. That's the problem. Right now, I'm mostly looking at maybe Tuesday night. I'm going to go take Tropical Donut because I know she kind of wants to see it. So
Does she? Kinda.
yeah,
Is she? Iffy?
she has never seen a Star Wars movie all the way through.
No.
This is not for lack of me trying.
No, yeah, I remember she said that you tried, but she was just.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it's okay. You can still go into 7 fresh. I actually think you should go into 7.
yeah,
fresh.
and I
You
think
don't
that
necessarily need to rewatch.
I think that might be good.
Yeah.
I mean, the original trilogy I watched backwards.
Yeah.
And completely in the wrong way. No, okay. I watched Return of the Jedi theatrical cut at the local Boys and Girls Club. Then I listened to / read a book version, a kid's book, where you have the cassette tape and it tells you when to
Empire.
of Empire. And then my dad took me to see the special edition of A New Hope in theaters.
Yeah.
There you go.
You have a leg up on me. I have never seen any of the original trilogy in theaters. So you're lucky you got to see at least.
I
mean,
have
Well, it was
special
special edition.
but still.
Star Wars
Yeah.
in theaters.
Oh, really? Man.
Which one?
Not
Any
a-
of them. I've
Oh.
never seen a Star Wars in theater.
Well,
Rah Rah?
hopefully you
I
get a
saw
chance
the,
to see this one. That
Empire
would be great.
Strikes Back when they re-released them.
Huh.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
I think I
That was
saw.
my favorite one, and I wanted to
You
see
were
it
like,
cleaned
if
up.
I'm going to see any of them, I'll see this one.
Yeah.
I'm relatively certain I saw all of the prequels in theaters.
Yeah, I did. I actually
Um,
saw Revenge of the Sith alone. Nobody would go with me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The only one I fully remember seeing in theater of the prequel, like I know I've seen all 3 of them,
Yeah.
was Phantom Menace because I remember going with my dad and my sister.
No, nice.
Well, I
And
take
look-
that back. I think I also saw Jedi when it first came out. Because that was 84, right?
84, 3, somewhere right around there.
Yeah. I was in California then. Yeah, I went with my brother, so I saw that.
That's cool. You saw it out in
Were you,
California.
hanging out to San Francisco or?
What? No.
I get it.
That was 2.
I get it.
No, the
No.
big push to San Francisco and to California back in the 60s.
Oh, no,
late
no.
60s, early 70s.
No,
You
no.
weren't a part of that
I
migration.
wasn't part of that migration.
You were out there way before that.
No.
California,
Minor
yeah.
49er.
55 gallon LSD drums, no.
That's
That was
49 to
actually
make you rich.
that's
That was
right.
kinda funny.
That was
That was a good one.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm not expecting great cinematic achievement. I just want a good fucking Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
After I don't hate the prequels like some of my peers. I know like most of my friends. I mean, outside of you guys, most of my
They're
friends just
alright.
can't stand the prequels. I mean, I don't despise them, but they're not great movies. That's for damn sure. So I just want a good fucking Star Wars movie, and I hope this gives it to me. I just want great characters. That's one thing. It could be a so-so story, but if you give me like classic iconic characters right out of the gate, and I fall in love with
Someone
these
I
guys.
can remember.
Yeah, someone I can remember and want to follow up with in episode 8. I'll consider this a win for me.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right, that does it for this episode of the Geek Yogurt Podcast. I was Knock.
I'm Sam,
Rah rah.
Wave, motherfuckers.
and may the force be with you.